to the audio show.
Well, friends, it's a new day, and we're up to the same shenanigans again. I keep questioning again, why does Amber have this baby up in arms as though this is not the same thing that she's complaining that she's divorcing about? But you know what? Don't worry. The lawyers will be out on my case this morning. Let's get it.
All that water on your shirt, huh? What are you doing? You making a mess. We gotta get ready, buddy. You making a mess. What's up, man?
Nothing. Just, I was thinking, given everything that we've been through, no matter what happened, it eventually came out, wrong. Shayla, Kai.
So here's Anthony again, on his trick of thinking again. And generally, when Anthony starts to think, nothing good comes out of it because his mind goes to walking, and your mind is generally going to walk by the way. So don't. Because Amber is doing these things, his mind is going to walk into some places that y'all are going to wonder how his mind went there. But yes, his mind is going to walk because, as far as he's concerned, him just can't understand what the issue is with Amber. That's what's going to happen. Simple.
All my cards are on the table. You know everything. But I noticed something about you. Last time that, you had this sudden shift. Yeah. I think that was around the time you and Wayne were dealing with each other. So I asked myself, could this divorce talk be about your love for Wayne?
So she's looking like, how dare him ask this question? He's going to ask a question like this again. He has nothing to go off of, right? She's saying a bunch of things, but then he's confused with the things that she's saying, which is very, very fair because, of course, it fear and also fear because you see, because she's bring up the Shayla thing and said the Shayla thing is the thing. He's going to have questions because, as far as he's concerned, you tell him one thing about that in the past. That's why I said that if she had stuck with one thing, that would have been communicated, because now it is all over the place, so it sounds confusing. If y'all understand what's happening.
Typical narcissistic manipulator that you are, Anthony.
No, I'm just saying.
No, that's what you are. You're a narcissist. Does this have anything to do with Wayne? Really? So that's what we're gonna do now? You want to bring up Wayne? You want to mash that in my face again?
But you just mash Shayla into him face, so he might do the same thing that you're doing, because as far as he's concerned, it doesn't make sense. This is why I said that when your girl was asking for this, she should have sat down and thought about this. But maybe this is her plan. Maybe it's something that she's working at. But you can't complain when Anthony starts asking random questions that don't make any sense, because she's been saying random things that don't make any sense either. They make sense to you guys, but they make sense to a man, because a man is asking, what is the solid thing that you're saying? Are you saying no support? If it's no support, it's no support. But it can't be no support, but you know what I mean, the baby that you have on me, then you have the baby in your hand, and then it is, the time you did with Shayla, then you know what I mean. Of course, he's going to bring up the Wayne thing, because no, that's basically what's going on. That's why him brain thinking like this.
He does have an Amazon special. I just thought, well, it's coincidence that he's got the
So
special.
you're gonna be
coming out.
disrespectful at the same time?
How am I being disrespectful?
So I'm gonna disrupt my whole life for an Amazon special, Anthony? Are you serious? Yo, you make me sick. I told you what this divorce is about. This divorce is about what you're doing right now. This little manipulative stuff that you play. You try to play people like puppets, Anthony. I'm not your puppet anymore. Do you understand that?
So is he really playing her like a puppet though? He might be, but I think that the puppetry is happening. The irony that I see, okay, and again, I know I'm only picking up for Anthony, but I'm not. The irony of it is, by saying Anthony's playing her for a puppet, but she has the baby in her hand, right? And Shayla is celebrating and kikiing and telling her to stay, because of course, it is best if they stay together and has the babysitter of both of them. That is the irony of all of this. That is the irony. That's the irony. That is the irony.
Does this have anything to do with Wayne? You know what? God has forgiven me for Wayne, Anthony. And let me tell you something. You are not God, and Wayne is not God. I don't give a doggone what Wayne has going on. This has to do with me and you and this mess of a marriage.
But which part I do? So you see, you can't. Where is the specific ladies? Ladies, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm telling you from a male's perspective. From a male's perspective, we're confused. The men on the channel are extremely confused because the woman is saying a bunch of different things. Okay? I know it sounds like y'all are saying something that you guys are speaking women language. Because even me now sometimes get lost. So it's a mess of a marriage. So again, if it's a mess of a marriage, and the woman has been cheating to the day to our wedding, that's also a part of the mess of a marriage that them have. Right? Right? The baby in our hand is a part of the mess of a marriage that them have because the baby comes from a mistress. The pretending that she's doing with the mistress is a mess of a marriage. But hey, she does have the wherewithal to get a divorce, and O'Neill will never try to stop her from getting her divorce. I'm just making y'all know that.
You make me so sick. I should slap you for implying some stupidity like that. Does this have to be? Ugh. Come on, guys.
So notice that the baby was now in the middle of all of this again, right? And this is why I'm saying that, okay, if your girl is really serious about divorce, since as she's the one that is pushing the divorce card, right? She needs to go into the guest room and she needs to remove the contact that she's having with Anthony, because at the end of the day, if she really loves Kai, let me go from a Kai level. Let me see if I can talk to you from a Kai level. If she loves Kai, she needs to move into the guest room, because that way it separates herself and Anthony, and she gets to separate herself from the baby. I'm not saying that she must interact with the baby if the baby interacts with her at all, but it is clear that because they're having a lot of turmoil right now, that's not great for the baby. But you know, the part might tell O'Neill, so O'Neill might be wrong, because it's Anthony's baby and it's not Amber's baby. So at this time, while she's upset, it is best her not do that. It's best. It's best you leave Anthony in a big house and move to the other room, because there is a baby involved. So I'm joining that crowd up that says, you know what, Amber maybe need to move out of the big house. May I join the crowd by saying that she should move out of the big house. She should. She should. But yeah, it's going to get like this. Anthony is going to get like this, and he's gonna have reason to get like this, because you just get up one day after telling him same good for whatever it is and get upset. He's going to wonder what is the change. And for those who saying, well, it's this and it's that, well, no, he doesn't believe what you're saying, because you're showing you've said so many things that he doesn't know which one to believe is the issue. So I'm going to stick at the one. This is how the man's brain is thinking. He's going to stick at the one that he thinks is the biggest issue. So for him, the biggest issue is the whole Sheila thing. Everything else after that to him is just a woman complaining. I'm just reading it to tell exactly what a man is reading into it. That's why it needed a direct talk and not like this indirect thing that was going on from before. But I just want to give you some reading into what the man I think, so you understand. So I don't know if I communicate to the man. But anyways, give me a steak. I know it's another man in an amber lion is going to come out. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and talk to you all soon.